Feel your heartbeat. 2 beats, 3. That rhythm is a clock, not counting toward your death, counting the death of the person you were 3 seconds ago. The proteins in your brain that encoded the beginning of this sentence are already degrading. The molecular structure holding your last thought together is dissolving as you read this one. You won't notice. You never do. By the time you finish this video, you will not be the person who started it. Not metaphorically, physically, atomically. The you that clicked play is already being dismantled and rebuilt, and the new version will inherit a corrupted, reconstructed, partially fictional copy of what the old version experienced. This is not poetry, this is thermodynamics. Hold your hand in front of your face. Feel the warmth radiating off your palm. That heat is information leaving your body, not just temperature, data, physically encoded information dispersing into the air, becoming permanently irretrievable. Your brain runs at 37 degrees Celsius. It is constantly radiating heat, and that heat carries away erased memories. Right now, this second. Information that existed in your neurons 5 minutes ago is now thermal noise in the atmosphere of your room. This is Landauer's principle. It was proven in 1961. When information is erased, energy is released. Your brain releases energy continuously. That energy is the signature of memories being destroyed faster than you can form new ones. You are not a recording device. You are a bonfire, and your past is the smoke. But surely something remains, some structure, some pattern that survives the heat. Pick up something warm, a cup, a phone that's been charging. Feel the warmth transfer into your fingers. Now set it down. Wait, where did the heat go? It didn't disappear. Energy never disappears. It dispersed, spread into air molecules, became diluted across billions of particles in your room. And here's what thermodynamics guarantees with mathematical certainty. It will never come back. Not if you wait 1 billion years. Not if you wait until the stars burn out. Entropy only increases. Order only decreases. Concentrated becomes dispersed. Structured becomes chaotic. Always, in every system, including the one inside your skull. The proteins that encode your memories are ordered structures, highly specific arrangements of molecules, low entropy configurations. And the second law of thermodynamics is pulling them apart every second of every day, not attacking them, just letting probability do what probability always does. Ludwig Boltzmann proved this in 1877. There are astronomically more ways for molecules to be disordered than ordered. Trillions of trillions of trillions more ways. Any ordered state will drift toward disorder simply because disorder is overwhelmingly more probable. Your brain is fighting this constantly, spending enormous energy to maintain patterns against the tide of entropy and losing, slowly, inevitably, but you don't believe me yet. You're thinking, fine, some degradation, some loss at the edges, but the core of my memories must survive, the important stuff, the essence. Close your eyes, picture your mother's face. You see her, the eyes, the smile, maybe a specific moment, a kitchen, a voice. Now here's what actually happened in your brain. No file was opened, no image was retrieved, no stored data was accessed. Your visual cortex fired, your emotional centers activated, fragments of pattern recognition combined with current neural noise and recent associations and pure improvisation. You didn't remember your mother's face. You rendered it, fresh, live, a simulation built from spare parts by neurons that weren't there when you last saw her. How do I know? Because the atoms are gone. The molecules that were in your brain when you learned your mother's face have been replaced multiple times. Your neurons swap their components every few weeks. The proteins in your synapses last 14 days on average. The specific molecular arrangements that originally encoded her features dissolved years ago. There is nothing left to retrieve. So your brain improvises, it generates, it performs a magic trick so seamless you believe it's memory when it's actually imagination wearing memory's mask. And this is just thermodynamics. I haven't even told you about the quantum problem yet. The Heisenberg uncertainty principle says you cannot measure a system without disturbing it. Observe an electron, you change its state. This is not a limitation of instruments. It is a fundamental property of reality. Your memories are encoded in molecular states, quantum systems, and accessing them requires interaction. Your brain cannot read a memory without physically touching the substrate that holds it. Touching changes. In 2000, Karim Nader proved exactly how much. He showed that when you remember something, the proteins holding that memory literally dissolve, not weaken, dissolve. The structure falls apart at the molecular level. Then your brain rebuilds. Fresh proteins, new molecules, a new construction based on a memory of a memory. Nader proved this with rats trained to fear a tone. He let the fear memory consolidate, become stable. Then he triggered recall. At that exact moment, he blocked protein synthesis. The memory vanished, not suppressed, physically destroyed, because remembering had dismantled the old structure. And without new proteins, no replacement could form. Every time you remember anything, you are destroying it and building a replacement. Every single time. 3 laws. Thermodynamics says your storage medium is temporary. Information theory says the signal degrades into noise. Quantum mechanics says accessing the data corrupts it. Memory isn't difficult. Memory is impossible. And yet you remember. You have a past. You know your name, your childhood, your yesterday. So what exactly is your brain doing? Something far stranger than storage, something that will make you question whether your past ever happened at all. Your brain is not a hard drive, it's a theater company. Every night the actors perform a play called Your Life, and every night after the audience leaves they burn the script. Tomorrow they'll perform again, from memory of last night's performance, which was performed from memory of the night before. No original script exists anymore, just actors remembering what they think they remember about a show that changes with every telling. That's your past. A performance of a performance of a performance. Hundreds of iterations deep, each one a little different, each one a little more fictional. But surely scientists have found something stable, some trace, some seed. They spent a century looking. They found nothing. A neuroscientist named Carl Lashley began the hunt. He called his target the engram, the physical location where a specific memory lives. He was certain it existed. He was certain he would find it. He spent 30 years searching. His method was brutal. Train a rat to run a maze, then remove pieces of its brain, surgically, systematically. Find the piece that holds the maze. He removed 10% of the cortex. The rat still ran the maze, 20%, still ran it, 30%, slower, clumsier, but the memory was there. He severed hemispheres, lesioned regions, cut connections that seemed essential. The memory survived, degraded but present, distributed across tissue that shouldn't have been able to hold it. After 3 decades, Lashley wrote the most honest sentence in neuroscience history. He said, reviewing the evidence forced him to conclude that learning should be impossible. He wasn't joking. He couldn't find the memory because the memory wasn't anywhere, not stored in neurons, not filed in regions, not localized in any structure he could remove. The information was somehow everywhere and nowhere, a ghost in the machine that refused to materialize. Modern neuroscience has better tools, fMRI, optogenetics, electron microscopes that can image individual synapses. We can watch memories form. We can see which regions activate. We still can't find where the memory is, because it isn't. Not in the way you imagine, not stored, not filed, not waiting, generated, every time, fresh. But here's what makes it worse. Remember Karim Nader, the protein dissolution, the reconstruction. I told you remembering destroys and rebuilds. What I didn't tell you is what happens during that vulnerable moment, that gap between destruction and reconstruction, that window when the memory is liquid, unstable, open to contamination. Everything floods in, your current mood, your recent experiences, things people have told you since the original event, films you've watched, dreams you've had, expectations about what should have happened. All of it mixes with the fragments of the original signal, and when the proteins rebuild, they incorporate the contamination. The new version contains fiction, feels like memory, indistinguishable from memory, but partly invented, partly borrowed, partly imagined. This isn't theory. Elizabeth Loftus proved it brutally. She took adults, ordinary people, functional memories, and she implanted events that never happened. Her method was simple. She told subjects that family members had confirmed a childhood event, getting lost in a shopping mall, specific details, the name of the mall, the stranger who helped, the fear and relief. None of it happened. Zero, complete fabrication. 3 sessions later, 25% of subjects had vivid memories of the event. They could describe the mall's floors, the stranger's shirt, their own tears. They would have testified in court, passed a polygraph, sworn on their children's lives. The memory was real, except it wasn't. And they couldn't tell the difference. Neither can you. Right now, sitting in your skull, are memories you would die defending. Memories that feel absolutely, unquestionably true. Core memories. Defining memories, the moments that made you who you are. Some of them never happened. You have no way to know which ones. No authenticity stamp, no verification system. The same neural circuits fire for real and fabricated. The same confidence exists, the same emotional weight. Your brain is lying to you, has been lying to you, will continue lying to you. And you'll believe every word because the lies feel exactly like truth. But wait, you have objections. I can hear them forming. What about skills? I can ride a bike. That memory is permanent. No, that's pattern generation, not storage. Your cerebellum contains a generator that produces motor sequences on demand, and that generator is made of proteins that replace themselves every 2 weeks. The skill persists because the pattern is simple enough to survive approximate reconstruction. Not because anything permanent exists. What about photographic memory? Some people remember everything perfectly. No one does. Every tested case of claimed eidetic memory has been shown to reconstruct rather than retrieve. They're better at the performance, more detailed, more confident, still performing, still improvising, still wrong. What about computers? They store permanently. Why can't brains? Because computers use crystalline structures that don't eat themselves and rebuild every 2 weeks. Your brain uses protein machines that are constitutionally temporary. You cannot carve permanence into a medium that is designed to flow. So here's where you are. Every memory is a reconstruction. Every reconstruction incorporates error. Every error becomes part of the next reconstruction. Over time, the signal degrades. The noise accumulates. The fiction grows. Your childhood memories are almost entirely invented. Not vague, not faded, invented. Reconstructed so many times through so many protein cycles that the original signal is statistical noise buried under decades of improvisation. The past, as you remember it, does not exist. But here's what should terrify you. According to physics, your past does exist. Right now, fixed in the geometry of space-time, permanent, unchangeable. The actual moment is preserved forever. You just can't reach it, and you never will. In 1905, a patent clerk in Switzerland murdered time. His name was Albert Einstein, and his crime was proving that the past doesn't disappear. You believe in flow, time as a river, the present as a boat floating from past toward future. Behind you, water you've already passed. Ahead, water you haven't reached yet. The past is gone. The future doesn't exist yet. Only now is real. Physics says every part of that is wrong. Einstein proved that time is a dimension, like length, like width, like height. You don't think the space behind you stops existing because you're not standing there. You don't think your kitchen disappears when you walk into the bedroom. Time works the same way. Your past didn't vanish when it ended. Your future isn't waiting to be created. Both exist right now, fixed in a 4-dimensional structure called space-time. Your birth is there. Your death is there. The moment you first kiss someone, the moment you last will, all of it. Frozen, permanent, simultaneous. Physicists call this the block universe. Imagine a loaf of bread. Each slice is a moment. Your life is not a slice moving through the loaf. Your life is a thread baked into the bread. Every point on that thread exists, always has, always will. Hermann Minkowski, Einstein's mathematics professor, said it plainly in 1908. Space by itself and time by itself are doomed to fade away into mere shadows. Only a union of the two preserves an independent reality. Your past is real, preserved in the geometry of existence. The moment your mother held you for the first time, still there. The conversation that changed your trajectory, still happening. The face of someone you've lost, still looking at you, somewhere in the block, fixed, eternal, unreachable. And that last word is where the cruelty lives. Unreachable. Your past exists. You cannot access it. You can only access what your current neurons construct. And what they construct is fiction. Protein degraded, entropy corrupted, quantum disturbed simulation, rebuilt hundreds of times using atoms that weren't present at the original moment. The real memory is there, in space-time, preserved perfectly, and you will spend your entire life unable to touch it, generating increasingly fictional reconstructions, mistaking performance for retrieval, believing you remember when you only imagine. This is the cruelty of physics. Not that your past is gone, that your past is right there, and you're locked out forever. But this creates a problem far deeper than memory, because if your memories are reconstructions, and your sense of self is built on memory, then what exactly are you? Look at your hand again. The same hand from the beginning of this video, except it isn't the same. Atoms have been exchanged, molecules have shifted, proteins have dissolved and rebuilt. The hand you looked at 10 minutes ago is already partially gone, replaced by a hand that looks identical but is made of different matter. This isn't metaphor, this is measurement. Every atom in your body is replaced over time. Your skeleton swaps out every 10 years. Your liver rebuilds every year. Your skin is new every month. Your stomach lining replaces itself every few days. The matter you were made of as a child is scattered across the planet, in soil, in water, in other people's bodies, recycled, redistributed, gone. You are not the same physical object you were 10 years ago. Not a single atom remains. You are a pattern, a wave, a shape that matter flows through. The pattern persists. The matter is always new. The Greeks called this the ship of Theseus. Replace every plank of a ship one by one. Is it still the same ship? Interesting philosophy. Except for you, it isn't philosophy. You are the ship of Theseus. And the answer matters, because if you are your matter, you died years ago. Completely. The person who existed in your childhood is physically gone, decomposed, dispersed, dead. If you are your pattern, your continuity depends on memory, the thread that connects each version of you to the last. But we've just proven that thread is fiction, reconstructed, fabricated, a story told by new neurons about old versions they never met. So what connects you to your past self? Not matter, that's been replaced. Not memory, that's been corrupted. Not some essential soul. Physics finds no evidence of anything that persists unchanged through time. You are a story, told by a brain to itself about a character it keeps inventing, claiming continuity it cannot prove, remembering events it is actually imagining, insisting on identity through a process that guarantees constant change. The person who started this video does not exist anymore. Their atoms have moved. Their proteins have shifted. Their neural patterns have been altered by processing these ideas. A new person is finishing, someone who inherited a corrupted copy of the previous version's experience. Someone who believes they are the same. Someone who is wrong. You have died many times already, quietly, atom by atom, reconstruction by reconstruction, each death invisible, each successor convinced they survived. And you will die many more times before the final death, the one with a date. You will be replaced again and again by versions that remember you, approximately, incorrectly, fictionally. Touch your face, feel the skin, the warmth, the texture. That face is being rebuilt right now. The person wearing it is being replaced right now. The memories attached to it are being corrupted right now. This is not future tense. This is present tense, happening, continuous, unstoppable. Your past exists, but you can't reach it. Your present is dissolving as you experience it. Your future self will remember this moment incorrectly, having never actually been here, and the you that is here, The you processing this sentence, already fading, already being replaced, already becoming a memory that the next version will reconstruct and get wrong and believe completely. Welcome to yourself for the first time again.